Okay, so I'm going to call the roll. Legislator Lozon,
Here.
Legislator Janicki,
Here.
Legislator Dumas, Legislator Dumas,
Here.
Legislator Lockwood,
Here.
Legislator Goodhue,
Here.
Legislator Malone,
Here.
Legislator Ellis.
Here.
Okay, anyone else on the phone? Say if they're here. I have Donna Kazane, the county manager,
Yes.
EJ from the Malone Telegram. Brad Marsh.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Kip Caswell.
He's here. He doesn't have a microphone. He texted me.
Okay. Kim Goodrow.
Here.
Ron Keough. Fran Perry.
I'm here, Penny.
Tom Mullerhill.
I'm here.
And is there anyone else on the line?
Maybe we should do, does anybody want to do the pledge? You think we could do it, or is it too awkward?
No, I think we can do it.
Yeah.
Got a flag.
Okay, so I'll start. Pledge allegiance
To the flag
of the United States of America, to the republic,
To the republic.
which stands
for which
One
it
nation.
stands, one nation,
under God,
under God, indivisible, with
liberty,
liberty and justice for all.
justice for all. Thank you.
Okay, I prepared the minutes from the March 2020 meeting.
Can I get a motion and a second to approve?
I make a motion. Paul Lozon.
Second.
Oh, Maroon.
All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Okay, so we'll go to the resolutions. We're gonna start with resolution number 74. Resolution number 74 through resolution number 77 were tabled on the March 9th meeting, so they have to come back. Resolution number 74 is offered by Administrative Committee relating to authorization to create and fill a senior computer operator / programmer position, data processing.
Can I get a motion and a second?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
A second.
Seconded. We're getting the names and getting the,
I'll second it.
I'll
I don't know who you are.
Paul Maroon made the
Paul.
motion.
Okay, Paul Lozon seconded it? Okay. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion carried. I forgot the discussion. Is there any discussion? Okay, motion carried.
So resolution number 75 is offered by Public Safety Committee relating to authorization to create and fill an account clerk position, conflict defender.
I get a motion in a second.
I make a motion, Andrea.
Okay, a second.
Ed, I'll second it.
Okay. Any discussion? Are we going to start filling positions now, or are we just going to refer them to committee and?
Is this a position that can wait till later?
It's an account clerk for the conflict defender. I don't. Have you talked to him, Donna, on that?
Yeah, I mean, I think it can wait. Remember, he came in and did that whole restructuring. I don't think we're in a position to start filling those kinds of positions. He and his clerk are both working from home. I think we just put this off a little bit.
Most of the local courts are closed also.
Committee. Don, I moved it. Goes back to committee.
Let's see, public safety probably should come from the Public Safety Committee.
So I move that it goes back to committee.
Okay,
This is
I
Wendy.
second. Paul Lozon, second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Okay, resolution number 76 is offered by the Finance Committee relating to authorization to create and fill a temporary senior account clerk position, treasurer's office.
Motion and a second.
Are we in the same position there?
I can't hear you.
He asked if we were in the same position for this one too.
You got Fran, what?
This can be delayed. Don't anticipate filling it at this time.
Okay.
Put it
How
back
about
to
a
committee if you
motion?
like.
How about a motion for the finance to go back to committee?
That's what we,
Okay,
Yes, I'll make that motion.
okay, Greg made it.
okay, a second.
Lindy seconds it.
Okay, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed, nay.
Okay, resolution number 77 is offered by Human Resource Committee relating to authorization to create and fill positions, social services.
This is the last one from,
I think Michelle Hill is in need of that position, right, Donna?
Yeah, Michelle's on. So Michelle, can you speak to this? This is the,
Community service aid and paralegal specialist.
Yes, if I could, just because the process takes so long, especially with the paralegal specialist, it might take a little bit. So if I could start those, I would appreciate it.
get a motion and a second. No motion, no second.
I made a motion.
I'll second it, Lindy.
Okay, have a motion and a second. Any discussion? We just had it. All in favor, say aye.
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 Those opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Okay, now we'll start with the new resolutions. Resolution number 83 is offered by Public Works and Services Committee relating to authorization to accept lowest responsible bid for County Route 42 bridge over West Branch of Deer Creek, pin 7753.73.
Okay, can I get a motion and a second?
Paul Lozon, I move. Paul Lozon, motion.
Lindy Ellis seconds.
Any discussion? We're fully funded for this, right, Brad?
It's like the rest of the bridges. The funding's there. It's 80% funded by Bridge New York and 15% funded by the federal steps. And Franklin County comes up with 5%, which I can either put through CHIPS or local county funding, you know. So it's 95% funded, 5% by the county. Same as every other bridge that's been done in the county.
Okay,
Brad, it's going to be critical for us that money spent gets submitted for reimbursements as quickly as possible because I anticipate a cash flow issue.
Yeah, like I said, I have this and the sidewalk project both going, and right now it's hard to say what's going to happen with the rest of the funding for the highways and stuff. So, but these two funds have been secured before this all broke loose, so they'll be the only two projects we have. Just as soon as we can get them faster, we will. As they move
Thank
forward.
you.
Yep.
Thanks.
Thank you, Don.
Donna, I just have one thing with the budget. We've only budgeted local share for county 2020. We did not budget local share for anything else.
We'll have to work that out.
So I just wanted to bring that to your attention.
Can you circle back to Ally? That wasn't in the budget.
Okay.
Thank you.
Was it just for, Fran, was that just for the bridge or the sidewalk too?
Just for the bridge.
The sidewalk has no county share.
Just upfront it and charge back the town.
So there's no local share in the sidewalk. We only budgeted a local share for project or County Route 16.
Okay, so any more discussion? All in favor, say aye.
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 Those opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Resolution number 84, offered by Public Works and Services Committee relating to authorizing the implementation and funding of the cost of 100% of the cost of transportation projects, which may be eligible for federal aid and/or state aid or reimbursement from Bridge New York Fund.
Can I get a motion in a second?
Paul Oldham, motion.
Lindy Ellis, second.
Okay, any discussion? Discussion, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Resolution number 85, offered by Public Works and Services Committee relating to authorizing the implementation and funding in the first instance 100% of the federal aid and state Marchicelli program aid eligible cost of transportation federal aid project and appropriating funds therefore.
Can I get a motion in a second?
Paul Oldham, motion.
Lindy Ellis, second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Resolution number 86, offered by Public Works and Services Committee relating to authorizing the implementation and funding of the cost of 100% of the cost of transportation project, which may be eligible for federal aid and/or state aid or reimbursement from Bridge New York funds.
A motion in a second.
Paul Oldham.
Okay. Second.
Lindy Ellis, second.
Okay, discussion. Are these are all going to be funded 100%, right? We aren't.
95%, 5% is local
95 like the
funding.
others.
Yeah, yep.
Ryan, what do you think? We're going to have money to cover this stuff?
Well, like I said, the only issue is none of this was put into the budget. The only thing that was put into the budget for local share was for County Route 16. So there's going to have to be an adjustment made for the capital projects.
Be some juggling using the CHIPS money and allocating CHIPS money to cover the 5% cost.
I know in the proposed state budget, there's a lot of infrastructure money. I don't know what that means for us, but
It's not
for quite a bit.
Maroon here. Well, got two questions. Why didn't we plan for this in last year's budget? And how much is this 5% on all these projects? What's it add up to?
5% of the 42 is 62,743.
That's for just one.
That's the only bridge I'm doing. I'm sorry to interrupt, but that's the only bridge that's going this year. 16 is it's in the federal funding and it's just the started process of it. It's not reached its full. It'll be 3 years before 16 goes off as a bridge being built. These are the beginning stages of these bridges. The only one.
You don't plan on allocating money in 2020. You don't actually have to spend money.
Just a little bit for design that I get back from the federal afterwards. That's all.
Okay, thank you.
It's coming back to me.
Brad,
Thank you, Brad.
Brad, you can use the CHIPS money to offset this.
I can, yes. I can put it into chips at the end, as we get towards the closing process of this. As our 5% match, we can, yeah.
Thank you.
Any more discussion?
I just want to say we did have discussions about that with Allison. I'm sorry, it's just coming back to me.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Those opposed, nay. Motion carried.
Okay, the next resolution, the following resolution did not meet time requirements, so it needs to go offered without objection. It's resolution number 87, offered by Public Works and Services Committee, relating to authorization for out-of-title pay for building department.
I get a motion and a second.
I make a motion.
Second.
Any discussion? This is on Darren's position, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Randy,
Yes.
Barney.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
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 Those opposed, nay. Carried.
Donna, thanks
That's all
for
I
your
have.
making this.
You're welcome. I know Michelle had a request, but I guess that was to extend the heat worker.
That's an unfinished, that's what Penny's gonna bring up in a minute.
Okay.
Right, Penny?
We need a resolution?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so the resolutions are all done. I just have two things for unfinished business. I have the request for Michelle Mulverhill to extend one social welfare examiner for the heat to, until April 30th, and that's all I have to have is an okay, and then I'll do it.
I support that. Andrea.
So, anybody else, we need at least 4 people to support this, so.
Yes.
Is it
All those on.
reimbursable? Is it reimbursable?
Hi, Paul, it's Michelle. Yes, it is, and actually, it's the HEAP fund, so it's all 100%.
Fine. Okay, I'm in favor. Aye.
I support it. Lindy?
Aye, Ed.
Greg does
Might not
also.
support it. Might not support it. Okay. So, else have you got, Penny?
I have a vacation payout for the building department superintendent who will be retiring for 147 hours of vacation payout time.
Paul, with that.
Lindy, good with it?
Greg is also.
Okay,
The committee's okay. Is everybody else okay?
yes.
Yeah, Ed's good with it.
Okay, we're good there then.
Okay, that's all I have.
The only thing I'd like to say is Burke has offered us a refrigerated trailer at no cost. We just have to pay for the fuel and the routine maintenance of it. And it's only in case we need it, but it's there for us to use, I guess. And I don't know if there's not much we need to do it just for information right now, because we probably just need to give Ricky the okay to go ahead and have it brought over.
I
Don,
propose we go ahead with it.
Don, this is John Miller. I think there's a request for somebody to sign an MOU, which I have reviewed, and it seems to be appropriate. So maybe just a resolution authorizing the county manager or Ricky to enter into an MOU with the town of Burke for that issue.
Okay.
And I don't know if there's to be any expenditure of money. I think that the retrofitting of whatever needs to be done electrical wise seems to be pretty minimal. But I think there may be some small expense associated with it, and I don't know where that money would come from. Probably federal reimbursement from FEMA.
We can get that, I can sign it today and get that sent back to Brian Langdon and the Burke clerk who's managing the MOU, if you're fine with it, John.
Okay.
So what about the Public Safety Committee?
Greg.
Greg is speaking, folks.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So,
Greg.
yes. Lindy Ellis, yes.
Is that the town of Shattuck or town of Bird? or it's the fire department?
I think it's the fire departments is what I've seen so far. I wasn't aware that the unit existed. Greg is asking if the unit is owned by the town or the fire department of Burke. I told him I didn't know. I don't know if anyone has any specifics. I think it's the fire department is what it's been explained to me.
Yeah, I think you're right there, so I don't know if it's the town.
No, that it would be with the fire department.
Okay.
Probably the one they use for their chicken barbecues out at the field there. They probably use it for that.
So Greg's question is answered, so I think we can go to any vote we need on this.
Well, do we have to do a resolution on that, John?
Well, I was gonna suggest doing a resolution authorizing us to enter into the MOU and for, like I said, if there's any issue of expenditures, at least Penny and I can work on a very general MOU, resolution authorizing the entry into an MOU.
Okay, so we could do that from the floor, Penny, then?
Yes, Jim. So.
I propose that resolution.
So do you want me
Lindy.
to?
Paul was on.
Okay, you get that, Penny?
Yep.
So I have a question.
Go ahead.
So go ahead. Do we
Lindy,
need,
you have a question?
yes, but it is not related specifically to this unit, but do we also need similar capability in the southern end of the county? So let's go forward with this resolution.
I think this one is going to the southern end, as I understand it. I think it's going to AMC.
No, that's not true.
Oh,
One from Burke is for Alice Hyde. Ron is working on a second one to go to AMC. We just don't have any details on that. So I would suspect at some point we'll be emailing the board asking for permission, consideration for the second one for AMC. He just hasn't worked out the details on that.
So my question is, go ahead, Paul.
Donna, could
Go
this,
ahead, Wendy, finish.
Just one person, please.
Okay, Paul Maroon, what is the size of this vehicle?
it's a stationary trailer, as I understand it.
Tractor trailer, right, though?
I think so.
No, the one Burke has is a truck with a reefer on the back.
I asked Ron yesterday about this. I said, is it something that we drive? And he said, no, it's something that's towed behind and set up at a location, and it has a refrigeration unit attached to it. Because my concern originally is if we were gonna be driving a refrigerated truck around, do we need to notify our carrier? And Ron explained to me yesterday that it was a unit that's pulled behind and set up at a location.
Can I interrupt? That's the unit that we're talking about for place. Unit Malone.
Yes.
Once they get in place, they'll just stay where they are.
Ron, can you give us some details on the southern one?
Can you all hear me?
Yep.
Do you have
Okay.
details on the southern one?
Right now, Mr. Madden is at AMC checking, checking out the electrical. Mr. Madden has during the construction of the new units at AMC, has located trailers there before. The one we're looking at, he said it's not beautiful, and it may not take too much to make it operational, but there may be some cost associated with that to make it operational. Once that's in place, AMC, that'll be direct access, so we get into the morgue. And the problem here is, along the capacity in the morgue is only 3. In Santa Clay, the best we can do might be 4. And so it won't take long to overrun capacity in either one of those places. One in Santa Clay we're talking about is working out an agreement between Franklin County, Essex County, and AMC. And Ricky was going to talk to Essex County. I don't know what came out of
Okay, we can decide that on when we get all the details together on it anyways, but we need to work on the one that we're here for sure.
What
So
I need,
my suggestion, Don, is that we move forward with the resolution that's on the floor, but then we also create a second resolution that allows Donna to move forward in discussions with the one that will be required at AMC.
And I agree that, but we need to know the cost before we agree to anything, that's all,
But can we
And
do a
John, look
resolution
over
that
the
allows?
MOU.
Yes, but can we do a resolution that allows Donna to move forward on that and consult with us relative to the cost so that it's more likely to move forward?
well, let's finish the one we're doing now, and then if you want to do another resolution, we can do another resolution.
Okay.
That's the first one.
Yep.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed, say nay. Motion carried. Would you like to know one from the floor?
Yes. So, John, is there a way that we can state a resolution for allowing Donna to work in terms of establishing a second unit in Saranac Lake? What type
Yes.
of?
I would propose we do a somewhat generally worded resolution giving the county manager the authority to enter into an MOU or rental agreement for a refrigeration unit for the southern end of the county at a cost not to exceed, just say, $5,000. And that way it gives her the authority to work if we're not able to get together before the time it's determined it's needed. Ron, do you think 5,000 is an appropriate figure?
yes, we can start with that.
Well, we have more than one county involved also, so.
It should be shared with the other counties.
Can I back up just a little bit, please? I don't know what Rick has worked out with Essex County, but I have talked to the fair part of the expense needed to be
We're
done.
not getting you. We're not hearing you.
If the executive officer has agreed that if we do this way, then we can split the cost between Franklin, Essex, and AMC. So the cost could be a big factor, I don't think.
Okay, but I just want to have a dollar amount in there so that that doesn't stop us from moving. You don't have to spend it, but it just gives her the authority to spend up to a certain amount.
I'm good with that. Can you include my name on that? Can you include my name on that resolution to be the go-between, or however you want to word that, so that I can work directly with AMC and with Mr. Madden?
Sure,
And with Donna.
We could put you as a signature on the MOU, Ron, which would also be signed by the county manager and approved by myself.
I don't need to sign. I just want to be able to move forward with this. That's all.
So I would propose the resolution as John has recommended.
And
Second it.
okay, we have a motion and a second for discussion, though. Now, there may be trailers we could rent out there cheaper than 5,000 or 15,000 if you're talking split three ways. I think it wouldn't hurt. I mean, this one doesn't even work right now.
So Donna is going to do it in the least expensive way for Franklin County, I am sure.
I can tell you right now, with talking with Mr. Madden for 2 days in a row, to find a trailer that's available. He thinks right now the nearest one, if it's not been taken already for other metro units, is in Boston. So he'd have to go and get it, bring it back, if it's even available. Right now, as of yesterday, he didn't even have one that was available for us to get. Everybody is double above all over.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
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 Those opposed, say nay. Motion carried.
Thank you very much for everybody's
Penny, you and John
Ron, is
work
that
out the,
the corner issues today?
What's that, John?
I'm asking Ron if that is it for him for coroner issues today. Is he all set to go? Does he need anything else from the board?
Now I'm just drafting up trying to get the paperwork done for the deputies, so we can get that in place. And then that's the two issues I'm working on. One, the refrigerated truck, and two, the paperwork for the deputies.
Okay, so at this point, we've done all we can do for you, right, Ron?
Yes, I thanks to the county. I don't know how the north end is, but we have put together a go kit here of all the supplies we need with the mask and those kind of things. If you go to a scene, the only issue that I have, and I'll work with Donna and Rick on that, is how photo residents, whether there's been exposure there or not. I'll work with the other two on that.
So, question, there was a question on if how to swear in the deputy coroner. Has that been talked through and identified?
I made a mistake. I didn't quite understand the process. Talked to Kim, and we're working on the paperwork. What has to happen, if I understand this correctly, is that I get the paperwork done. The two people who are going to do this application, and then we get it into Kim's hands. And once that's in Kim's hands, the two guys can be sworn in.
Okay. And Kip will be doing the swearing in.
We can do it locally here. We just need a town clerk.
I think the issue with the oath of office is it needs to be filed with the county clerk. I don't think it's a big deal who actually administers the oath. It just needs to be then transmitted to Kip's office for filing, so he has a record of that. And I know Kip, I don't think is able to speak with us, but if he could somehow nod in the affirmative as to whether that's correct, or talk to us offline afterwards.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
okay, is there anything else to come before the board?
Is Fran still on the line?
Yes, I am.
Fran, did you want to talk to the board about the need for any short-term borrowing going into the future?
Yes, I actually have two issues I want to discuss. The first one is just to keep in mind, it's nothing that we're actively working on right now, but we have to be prepared. There is a possibility that we will not be able to proceed operations as they stand with the financing that's coming in. We may have to do short-term borrowing. No guarantees. We're doing okay right now, but it is possible depending on how long this lasts. So we have two options. We have an option of a TAN, which is a tax anticipation note, or a RAN, which is a revenue anticipation note. We can do short-term borrowing, local financial institution, and I will work on that if I have the board's approval to get everything in place in case this occurs. And at that time, once we know we for sure are going to need to borrow, then we would do the resolution. I don't want to do the resolution now because we're not in need of it today.
Could we have could meet with the committee and have the committee approval first, Fran, and then?
I can. Like I said, this was something that just came up in the last day, the discussion. So it's something I wanted to mention. We can discuss it once I get information from our financial institution.
Okay.
The second issue I have is the return of taxes is going to be occurring in the next week and a half. All towns will be turning over delinquent taxes to our office. Generally, real property tax law requires us to add on a 5% penalty, and there is 1% interest charged per month on all delinquent taxes. The board's decision as to whether or not they want to continue the 1% and 5% for this month. The possibility is to waive the 1% interest for April 2020 delinquent taxes. People did have difficulties getting payments to the towns the last few weeks. And as for the 5% penalty, we cannot cancel that, but there is a possibility that we could postpone it until this is over, and then charge the 5% penalty on any remaining delinquent taxes. That's something I would defer to John for the legal wording if we choose to do that.
Are you looking for a resolution today authorizing you to do that? And as I understand it, it would be basically a waiver of certain penalties and interests due to the county for the county's share of this, because as of April 1st, the town stopped collecting and now it's turned over to us. So for the month of April up to, I think we talked about May 15th, there would be a waiver of the county's interest amount that we would charge. I believe you said in the amount of 1%. Is that correct?
It's 1% for April, and May 1st, it would incur another 1%. The first of every month, it incurs 1%. So it would basically allow people to take another 6 weeks or so to get those taxes paid before they paid additional interest and penalty.
How would you account for the month of May if 1% kicks in? Are you going to prorate it for the month of May, or are you going to have the waiver for both the month of April and May?
I would say what would happen is for those that obviously paid the taxes or even partially paid their taxes in April and May, there would be no additional interest charged. But whatever taxes remain, if we do pick that May 15th date, we could add the interest and penalty on that day, or we could proceed and choose June 1st as the date to make it completely clean.
Reflectively, because this is going to continue past May 15th, in my humble opinion, I would suggest that we discuss the June 1st date.
That would make it very easy for the office to worry about the knocking out of interest and penalty if we went with the first of a month.
So the resolution would authorize.
How's everybody feel on that?
This is Paul Maroon. I'm in favor of it. We're doing it here in the village of Tupper Lake with late fees on water, sewer, and electricity. And as long as we're talking about it, I have seen the figures late last night and early this morning with Senator Little. We are going to have to take draconian steps because the state is not going to give us anywhere near the money they gave us last year. From everything from North Country College on down. So, I mean, we should be right now eliminating any trap as much as we can, because we are not going to get the money we got last year. I can't give you the whole list because it would take an hour to go over it all, but we have really got to watch what's going on here. And there's no doubt that Fran's going to have to come up with a TAM or something else, because people aren't going to be able to pay taxes and pay electric bills and get food. So we're going to have to prorate this, like Lindy said, month to month. And I'm telling you, when you see the budget figures, you are going to be shocked. Let's put it that way.
And it was also stated at the NISAC that we probably will be getting, not like we get paid today, it might be quarterly.
It may be even further out than that, depending on how he feels. But I mean, these are things that people just aren't going to be. They're just not going to be able to pay their taxes like normally. So we're going to have to plan on it. And these are the things that you can do to help everybody in the county.
So I think everybody's in favor. Is anybody not in favor of this? So everybody's in favor of it. So Fran and Penny and John, can you just write up a resolution?
Yeah, we will do a draft of a resolution either today or tomorrow. And with each of the resolutions we're doing today, we'll send them out to you like we did last week with the coroner's one, so everyone can give the thumbs up or thumbs down or other suggestions.
Okay. And then if we do make a decision, we just have to let the newspaper know whatever decision we make on it. That's all.
Well, you've passed it today. It's just, you've passed it from the floor. It's just the final version needs to be printed up and sealed and signed by Penny.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Did we have a
Anything
vote
else
on
to
that?
I asked if anybody was not in favor of it. Nobody answered, so I'd say that's all yes.
Okay, let's do a vote.
Yeah, can we have you wanna do a roll call?
Let's do a roll
All
call.
in favor? Oh, because it's a loan, yeah, we probably should.
We're dealing with money. Let's do a roll call vote.
Can we do a roll call vote? Legislator Lockwood,
Yes.
Legislator Dubuque,
Yes?
Legislator Maroon,
Yes.
Legislator Ellis,
Yes.
Legislator Lozon,
Yes.
Legislator Januszewski,
Yes.
Legislator Dumas.
Yes.
Okay, so the resolution passes. We need to have a first and second on that.
Who was the first and who was the second on that last one?
That was for finance, so it's probably Greg.
I'll second it. Paul
I'll
Maroon.
go with that.
Greg is first, Paul is second, Paul Maroon is second, Greg Januszewski's first.
Okay,
Anything else to come before the board?
Don, just to follow up with Donna too, we should be limiting purchases to just essential, whatever we're doing, because I'm telling you, when you see the figures, you are going to be crying before it's over.
I did that 2 weeks ago, Paul.
Okay. Okay, very good. Thank you.
Anything else? Thanks, everybody, and thanks the data guys and tech guys for keeping us online here and doing all the things they do. We really do appreciate it, and we'll talk to you probably daily, but we'll talk to you definitely in 2 weeks. We'll try to do this again.
Okay.
Adjourn.
Everybody.
Yeah, and a second to adjourn?
Thank you, everybody.
I do. Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? We're adjourned.
Thank you.
It's a little awkward, but it works.
Sorry, guys.
That's okay, good talking to you, Greg, stay healthy.
Take care. You two guys, I'll take care now.
Yep, bye. Do you want to work on the resolutions now, or do you?